We're live. Welcome everyone to Frank Analysis. It's been a really long time since I've had guests on this show, and I'm really glad to be here with a reunion pretty much with people who I started out with at HMO Podcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us,
What's
man.
going on, Pedro and Brooks? How are
Yo,
you
what's up,
guys?
guys? Thanks
What's
for
up, guys?
having us back on, man.
Yeah, man. It's definitely a big time reunion. I'm glad to be back on with you.
This is
Yeah.
like,
Like
yo,
we
this is I don't know about Brooks, but this is my first time being on any type of like YouTube live stream or Rockfin or like anything like that in years, bro. Like literally, like almost 2 years.
I would say the same for me too.
it's good to have you guys on here though. Like we used to talk about like pop culture
Oh, lagging.
stuff and like sports stuff, mainly you guys stuff, but I felt like it would be really fitting and you guys would have really great commentary on like what we're going to talk about here today. I mean, what can I'll throw it over to you guys. Like, how did this beef all start? That like what you guys know.
Pedro, you want to go first?
I mean, it seems like from everything that I've been a fan of both artists for however long they've been out for. I remember hearing about Kendrick in high school, definitely hearing about I'm pretty sure I heard about Drake in middle school, like leaving middle school, heading into high school. So I mean, we kind of grew up on Drake and Kendrick Lamar and like they were the leaders of the new school, I guess, at one point. And it's at first they were cool, like they had music together, they had good music together, and my guess in the entertainment world is once two up and comers become seasoned veterans, and then they become basically the best of their class or the best of their generation. The big three that everybody always talks about with Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole. Eventually, there's going to be some type of animosity in there, man, and that seems like what's happening here. Kendrick obviously he said he hates Drake. Drake, from everything that we've seen over the past couple of weeks, seems to hate Kendrick right back. And let me just say, man, J. Cole, does he deserve an apology or what? Because bro walked out of this shit scot free, man.
He
Like,
definitely deserves an apology.
yo,
Definitely deserves an
that man
apology.
J. Cole was like, "Fuck that, I'm out." I'm sorry, yo, am I able to like talk that way on here?
Hey man, I'm demonetized anyway.
Okay,
It's all
okay.
good.
I'll
Right.
try to watch my sailor mouth here, but yeah, that's
He said
everything
F
I've
all
gathered.
that.
You definitely did. Yeah, it was. I hated for them three involved because again they're like the big three of rap of hip hop, and for whatever reason, we saw Drake or we saw Drake, we saw ASAP Rocky, we saw Kendrick Lamar together on a tour in what 2012, and we're thinking, wow, it's gonna be the beginning of something new. It's gonna be
For that.
beginning of something amazing, and now 12 years later, it's like, damn, these two really hate each other. We got Drake over here dissing ASAP Rocky too, talking about go have some more babies, worry about making clothes instead of making music. You got Drake over, or you got Kendrick Lamar saying I hate everything about you, damn near. Drake saying the same damn thing, and really misconstruing a whole lot of things that Kendrick Lamar raps about too, which I think that's another thing to talk about. But I don't know, man. I love the content that we got though out of it because we got BBL Drizzy. We got we don't want to hear you say the N word anymore. We got it's just amazing. It's an amazing time to be a rap fan. I'll say that too.
Yo, Brooks, can I ask you a question, man? You are the only one out of the three of us who is of African American descent. How do you feel about Drake saying the N word?
I mean, he can say it if he wants. I mean, again, he does have black in him. It's just the fact that it just seems disingenuous for him to be doing all the tough guy rap plus the always trying to just code switch all these different types of situations. Like he doesn't seem to be in a genuine kind of way with anybody really, because he's always trying to hop onto a new wave, always trying to do something different. Nah, I mean, I can't say that he can't say it. He does have black in him, but it's just everything else that comes with his image that everybody seems to have a problem with. And I kind of agree with it because, yeah, if you are who you are, bro, if you're Canadian, speak with a Canadian accent and no one's going to blame you. You know, I think it's the worst accent in the world, but no one's going to blame you for doing that.
Hey, shout out to Canada, man.
Shout out to Canada, man. I love Toronto.
what the issue was a lot. He was like inauthentic because J. Cole is also half black, half white, but they don't say that to him. I think because he acts more like himself.
Exactly. Yeah. Because there's been videos of him talking like Drake's, like, oh yeah, I don't usually talk like that, you know, and he talks in his Toronto accent, and sounds like a corny guy, and then now again he's acting like a tough guy in certain kind of ways. So, who is the real Drake? Who is the real Aubrey Graham? Is it who we knew from Degrassi, or is it, you know, something else?
Yo, Drake, I mean, not Drake, Kendrick, he had a really good line in Euphoria. And it's kind of like how I feel a little bit about Drake. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. Like, Drake is one of the best melodic rappers ever. One of the best singers, one of the best like dual combo, you know, like singer rapper, whatever. But like around like 2018, maybe even like 2015, 2016, somewhere like along his rise, he became like super gooned out. And that's why I'm just like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Come on. I'm not saying like most rappers are going to BS their, you know, their life and their music anyways to sell more records. That's normal. But like, who really thinks that Drake is out here getting active in the streets, or like, you know what I mean? Like if Drake didn't have 500 Canadian goons with him, bro, like he wouldn't be talking like that. Like, I love Drake's music, but the tough shit, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, he just, I don't know,
the background
man.
too. And it seems like, and we're gonna go over some of this. There is more investment on the on Universal Music Group side into Drake than there is towards Kendrick or some of these other artists too that are having a problem with Drake. And Drake did some stuff too to some of these artists. Like, we're not gonna get into all of them, but there's a lot of petty stuff going on with like him and talking to some of those rappers' girls or doing stuff with some of those other rappers.
Yeah, I didn't even know that he allegedly fucked around with
Island
Wayne's
over
girl.
time.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
he messed around with Wayne's girl at the time when he got imprisoned. So knowing that, and the reason why he got him tatted on his face is crazy too.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's the thing about Drake, that Drake has this 1v20 thing going on. That's one thing that I have to give Drake some. Why do I have confetti flying everywhere? What the hell? I just got a confetti shower just now. But the thing about Drake, right? I have to give Drake this one, you know, prop up here. Bro went up against about literally like 10 different artists. And why did he go up against 10 different artists? Because what Brooks just said, this guy is out here just donkey fucking everyone's girlfriend, man. Like, that is like some 48 laws of power type of thing, where you are going to get at your enemy one way or another and throw them off of their mental. And what do these rappers do to get at each other? If it's not something physically violent, it's banging each other's significant others. So, hey, Drake put himself in this situation, and he even went up against a 1v20. He held his own, man. But you were talking about Universal though, Franco. So Universal being the label that Drake is ultimately signed to. Drake is signed to Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne signed to Birdman. Birdman signed to Universal. What's the relationship with Kendrick
So
and
there's
Universal though? Is Kendrick also under the Universal umbrella?
I think so, right?
Yeah, he is, but it's a little bit more. Let me share this real quick, okay? I'm gonna share my screen over to one of these articles here, because there were rumors floating around, and here's a screenshot of what was being circulated. You guys can see that, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. No, not that. That's probably a bit better, right? So there was an insider that was going to provide proof of documents and was going to update this later, that Universal Music Group, which owns pretty much like about 70% of all music, they saw the response at, like, it was pretty much psychoanalyzing Drake, revealing that Drake was doing inappropriate things with younger people. And in the age of when Diddy's being exposed, when Nickelodeon is being exposed, with all this, some younger and some minor women from like Millie Bobby Brown and other stuff, all this stuff is coming out. So people were digging into this, and it started to look believable. Releasing that stuff, right? I'm sure you guys have seen the video of him like kissing a 17-year-old on stage back in 2009. He was still older than 21, but yeah, he's older than 21, but that's still a minor. 17 years old is a minor.
Well, Franco, real quick, allegedly, I don't know where that particular incident happened at, but apparently wherever they were at, I'm not excusing that. All I'm gonna say is wherever that happened at, allegedly, I don't know this for sure, is that the age of consent is 17. It's still weird as shit though. Like,
Hey, that still doesn't equal morality, bro.
He was still 23. She was 17. He asked her, how old are you? She says 17. And Drake's response, oh man, I'm not trying to go to jail. Still compliments her body and still kisses her on the mouth.
Yeah,
Crazy
yeah,
shit.
it was really not appropriate.
And yeah, and that's the thing too, right? When someone says, we can cry all the time about, you know, oh, a woman lied, or a young girl lied about her age. Oh, she told me she was 18, but she was actually 16. She was actually 15 years old. At some point, you start to realize what kind of person this is, or like how young she really is. Like, you start to realize, oh, she's not acting like an 18-year-old. She's immature, or she's acting like, you know, she's still in high school type of shit. You know, like, you understand at some point that this is a young girl and that you shouldn't be doing that. But when you want to do some certain shit,
you got to figure this. Yeah, you got to figure this stuff out before you proceed with anything physical.
Dog, we've seen all these things about Ruby Rose. Like, y'all know Ruby Rose. We're seeing all these things about, I mean, 10 years ago. At the age
he is now, even he was like in his 30s when he was like, what happened with Ruby Rose?
How Ruby Rose has just been like in the industry, just doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff with like Future and Travis Scott, all these different type of people, just like being in the clubs, having sex, all these different type of things. Like, she's been around. She's really been around for the last 10 years. And she's only 26.
I did see that circulate, actually.
Yeah, she's 26 years old.
I don't think this is just Nick is not the only one doing loud for it, and was like, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're cutting out like long periods at a time.
All right, so, but I'm clear right now, right?
Yeah.
Got exposed to the world last weekend, and if his image is hurt, this is a problem to Universal Music Group, who's heavily invested into Drake, and it's also a problem from Nike. This. Oh wait. All right, here we go. So here was the rumor. All right, so Universal Music Group sat down with Kendrick and The Weeknd, who has something to do with this also. They pretty much to put up a public letter of apology to Drake, saying that he's not a PDF file. And so in their eyes, they see Drake is losing the beef. In Drake, it has over 1 million dislikes. It's like 60% dislikes.
Yeah, yo, that was surprising.
Yeah, that was surprising for me too. I couldn't believe that.
So pretty much, I'm gonna explain like Drake's deal. Let me get out of here. I'm sharing the wrong thing. I'm gonna share something else. I'm gonna share what his record deal is all about. Like Universal Music Group.
Yo, PDF file is hilarious. I like that one. That's a great.
Yeah, you gotta say that so that you don't get censored.
PDF
Here it is.
file, nice.
All right, so yeah, they invested. Has no control over his recordings. So any music he has, Universal Music Group has that. They can do whatever they want with his music, and he can't profit off of that. Drake can't profit. They have control over his publishing. They have control over his merchandise. So anytime you see people wearing OVO merch or anything like that, that money doesn't go to Drake. It goes directly to Universal Music Group. Or if he shows up in a commercial or anything, he doesn't profit off of that. Universal Music Group does. The Kendrick only has a publishing deal with Universal Music Group. So that means that Universal Music Group can use for that. However, Kendrick still has control over his own music, and he can use it towards anything he wants. Drake can't do that. Kendrick also has control over his merchandise, and without Universal Music profiting off of it. So what are your thoughts on that, guys? It seems like Universal Music Group did have more to lose with Drake than they did with Kendrick during this beef. What do you think?
Hey, my thoughts are, first and foremost, you need a new Wi-Fi router, brother.
My bad. Were you guys able to hear anything I said?
I think I picked up about 75% of what you said there, but okay. That's what's commonly known in the music industry as a 360 deal. It seems like, right? Like I wouldn't expect an artist of Drake's size to be on a 360. I actually didn't even know that he was that much in debt, I guess. Well, I mean, maybe not in debt, but I guess indebted to UMG, if you want to say it that way. But yeah, man, the music industry is spooky, man. Like you saying, what are our thoughts on his deal? What are our thoughts on what exactly?
On how Universal Music Group had more to lose with Drake. If he loses this beef, like, to the public, everybody sees, he clearly lost all that.
Yeah,
his image gets tarnished and all that. It's bad for them. You know
how it is, man. Like, businesses, they are more interested in keeping their cash cow happy or making sure that their main investment is protected. It's like in the NFL, or like in the NFL, if somebody messes with your quarterback, no one's going to be happy about that. That's kind of how UMG is probably feeling about Drake getting clowned on, because he is their, I guess, cornerstone of he's the biggest artist in UMG. He's fucking probably the biggest artist on planet Earth. They don't like that stuff, man. Like, these guys, this is something that I've learned over the years, and something that Drake even accused Kendrick of. These guys hire the best PR teams on planet Earth to make sure that the nasty things get drowned out and that the good things get amplified. So, this is honestly just a bump in the road. If anything, like, Drake is not going to quote unquote fall off because of this. If he does, it'll be for other reasons. Like, if he gets caught up in some legal matters, that could be one thing. Maybe if his music just sucks moving forward, that'll be another thing. But a direct result of this beef, if anything, this actually was great for Universal Music. Their streams are up like crazy. They both dropped a ton of music. There's eyeballs from everywhere on this topic. Look, we're talking about it right now. This is a fat W for UMG in the short term. In the long term, we're really going to have to wait and see, but I don't think that this is going to be,
that's the thing.
Go ahead, Brooks.
Oh, that's the thing I was gonna mention too, is the fact that UMG has been making a whole lot of money, right? Last year, we found out, oh man, rap and hip hop has made the least money they've made in the history of the genre. No one's selling music anymore, and now you got this beef happening with Drake versus 20 people versus Kendrick Lamar more specifically. Now they're recouping everything that they lost. Is this calculated? Is this a legitimate beef? I feel like to some degree it is, but they've also been able to really benefit from this whole situation too. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So what do you guys think would have happened if deep? I have songs to put out. F the music industry. And then I don't know if you guys saw that video of like Ye exposing who Drake's baby daddy is, Lucian Grange, who's the CEO of Universal Music Group. But what if
daddy, bro? Hey, I heard that one too, though. I'm not
kept
gonna
going?
lie.
What do you think about? What was that?
No, you cut off there a little bit, but I did hear about the whole like Lucian, whatever dude from Universal Music. I want to say one thing, man, real quick. Kanye West, man, for as batshit crazy as the guy is, bro, I don't know. I kind of feel like Kanye has, and this might be a crazy sentiment, but I think Kanye has like higher morals and values than Drake does, honestly. Like
Wow.
this man. You said what?
I said, wow.
Bro, honestly, man, because this
Yes,
man,
I agree.
this man Kanye, bro, it almost feels like this guy has kind of taken like more of like a high road in a lot of these situations, man. Like he tried deading the beef. He's, like even with himself and Drake, like this man Kanye West, man. But anyways, that's a whole different topic for a different conversation. But excuse me. Drake and Kendrick Lamar, man. I don't know, bro. I feel like, well, it's over now. And the long term, music is going to change. As far as the hip hop genre, like the people who work with each other, all that stuff is going to change. But I will say this, and this is one thing that I think fans or just anybody who gives any of any cares at all about hip hop music or just entertainment industry stuff in general, y'all know that all this stuff for the most part is pretty fickle, and people go back to things might change, but at the same time, I'm about to contradict myself. Things change in the short term is what I'm trying to say, but in the long term, this all helps everybody out. They're all going to be cool at some point. We have to really take a lot of this stuff with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
I personally don't think they're going to be cool if it's true that Drake is involved in all the stuff that goes on, nasty stuff that goes on in the music industry.
Drake and Kendrick, that boat has sailed forever. I'm talking about all the other people involved, like Future, The Weeknd, A$AP Rocky, Metro Boomin, all these guys, man. Like at the end of the day, bro, all they care about is money and getting their brand pushed to more and more people. And if they start to fall off even a little bit, yo, Drake, man, I need a feature, and vice versa. If Drake ever fell off, I promise you, yo, Future, man, yo, Metro Boomin, I need a beat, man. Like a lot of
it started with with Future and Metro Boomin. That's where Kendrick dropped his verse that was like F the big three and all that.
Oh, something I want to say too that I think is worth noting. People are talking about Drake with the whole PDF file situation. I would argue that 90% of multi-million-dollar hip-hop artists, or even just musicians in general, platinum plaque receiving artists are on the same type of time. I can almost guarantee that. I'm not in that world, so I can't fully guarantee it. But look at the screenshots of Metro Boomin talking about how age is just a number.
Yeah, bro, those are wild.
And you know what I mean? Like, so if we're gonna hold Drake to all these PDF file, jokes and standards, we need to look at everybody else doing the same thing. Future being 31, hanging out with a 16, 17-year-old allegedly. All this stuff allegedly. We cannot prove this in a court of law, but these guys are all weirdos, man. When it comes to having a lot of money, a lot of notoriety, and being in the music industry, it's easy to abuse your, I guess, higher position, like your like, you know, your hierarchy in society. Like you can take advantage of a lot of different people. You can take advantage of young girls. You can take advantage of a lot of dudes. Like all these people are
Like
weird
what
as
Diddy
hell,
was
bro. They
doing.
don't call it Holly weird for no reason.
It sounds
Franco,
like they're. Yeah, go ahead, Brooks.
I was just gonna say. I mean, we know the open secret about Diddy now. We know the open secret about R. Kelly. We've been knowing about R. Kelly. We know about Harvey Weinstein now. Look at, like, you can go back to the 60s and the 50s with Elvis. Like,
and the
when you have
stuff coming out about Jay-Z too.
Yeah, the stuff about Jay-Z too. I mean, yeah, when you have power, when you have money, you can get away with so many more things, which is why Drake's saying, "Oh man, if I was really a PDF file, then I would have been arrested. I would have been in trouble." Come on, bro. That
Right.
again. That's like another thing of you being disconnected and you kind of being disingenuous. You know that you are powerful enough to not get in trouble for these things, and now you're just trying to finesse it and make it seem like you want it to go away, but you know it's true. It's the same thing that happened with us, bro. It's the same thing that happened with us a couple of years ago with our favorite Washington football commander, owner, and what he alleged us of doing too. He knows it's true. He just
Historical,
didn't want to face
bro.
up to it. He didn't want to fess up to the fact that he's a nasty ass man, and a lot of these people do not want to fess up to the fact they're nasty, that they do these nasty things, that they're just immorally terrible people that can get away with whatever they want because they have millions of dollars, billions of dollars in their bank account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yo, y'all remember that one video of the dude? I don't know if y'all ever seen this video. It's a guy in a courtroom, right? Full of tattoos all over his face. This white dude. He's just like, he's in a courtroom being accused, I believe, of killing a child or like killing like a young baby even. And he's like, nah, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And then they ask him like, okay, what would you, the judge asked him, what would you do if, what sentence should we give the person who did do this, right? Oh man, you should throw his ass under the jail. That's the type of shit that Drake was on with that, like, oh man, if I was running around, I would have been in jail by now. Bro, stop it, man. And listen, and I have to reiterate this. I'm a huge Drake musical fan. Like, I like his music, right? I thought his last album was really good. I thought the album before that was pretty good. I thought the album before that was but I like his music. Like I followed his whole discography, bro. But if we're also let's go to the other
telling
side.
the truth. He was a huge Drake fan.
Bro, hell yeah, man. And I have no problem. I have no problem to say, like, because at the end of the day, bro, I'm a fan of the music. I'm not a stan of the person. I could give two shits about Drake, right? But we also do have to kind of look at it like this. None of this is stuff that people are proving. If we're talking bars, just rapping, Kendrick watched Drake wasn't even close. Yeah, Kendrick, bro, the music and this back and forth, Kendrick washed Drake. Like Drake had it for a little bit, and then Kendrick came through and he just cleaned the whole shit up. But
dog walk.
Please keep in mind, everybody that's watching this, if Drake is going to be held to these PDF file allegations through music, these are all just allegations. Nothing that has been proven in a court of law. Nothing that has been, all weirdo shit. And we need to also look at the other side with Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is being accused of domestic violence and other things like that, and things that can't be proven in a court of law, all just allegations in a song. So these are, these guys all got skellies in their closet, man.
Yeah, if the stuff about Kendrick is true, then that's really freaking bad. And but I think the difference though is with the Kendrick stuff, I haven't seen any evidence to that. And if it's true, then that's not good. He should face whatever punishment he should get. But I haven't seen any evidence to that with what Kendrick was saying about Drake, about who Drake has around him, talking about Baca, and the weird
Wow,
case he
not
has,
nice.
why is he around? There
Yeah.
is evidence to stuff that the people Drake keeps in OVO, what they have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
The only
yeah.
thing we can
Multiple
say about
people.
and the only thing we can say about Kendrick Lamar is like a rumored story from
That just
from
came
like an
from
unnamed
Drake's mouth.
source.
You're
No,
right.
but then yeah, there's someone that's alleged. Oh yeah, I saw, a beaten woman coming out of Kendrick Lamar's room. Whatever her story was, he denied it. In the Breakfast Club interview, but again, we don't know what's really going on behind closed doors.
Right.
In
I
closet.
wanna show you guys. Oh, my bad, Brooks. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're good.
Oh, I was gonna show you guys this real quick. Okay, so this is what I was mentioning about what Ye said. I don't know if you guys saw the interview. He was on with, I can't remember the podcaster's name, but he was
Justin
being
LeBoy.
Justin LeBoy. So you've seen it, Dro, right?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Okay.
When he premiered like the remix to the Like That song, right?
Yeah, where he
Yeah,
did
that's
mention Lucy in there.
You
You guys can hear?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna share a full screen of that. So here's what Ye had to say.
Say rich baby daddy. It's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Or Lucian worked for people who control the banks in Africa. Say,
So that's what we're gonna get into in this stream. Like, how does this connect to global issues? Mentioned who Lucian works for. There's always someone more powerful in the hierarchy. Lucian Grange, even though he is the CEO of Universal Music Group, the biggest record label out there, he still has to answer to some people. But here's the article that Ye is talking about. Lucian Grange jokes that Drake's budget is unlimited, but Ye must also know some stuff since he was in the industry, deep in the industry. He was hanging out with Diddy and all that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I heard him say Lucian, I thought he was talking about like Lucy, like the literal devil. I didn't think he was thinking about
like
a real life person.
Like in Kendrick's song.
Yeah. I thought he was talking about the actual devil. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's a crazy allegation to make.
Yeah, he's talking about Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group, and it just lists here who. Oh wait, where is it? Where's this quote? If ever Drake or whenever Drake calls up and says he needs something for his project, I give it to him. Grange says with a smile because he's the greatest. What do you guys think about this?
I mean, that's if you own a company and your employee that brings you in the most amount of money asks you for something, you're going to cater to them like 100% of the time. That's no shocker. Like Drake is the biggest artist in the world, or at least in the United States, that's like big. Maybe Taylor Swift might be the only one bigger than Drake right now. So that comes as no surprise, man. Like this is it's like a blank check type of situation. Like these guys got endless money, and Drake has endless amount of pool and power. That I mean that's a given right there, man. Like Drake wants some shit, he's gonna get it. Like
so what Ye was saying is that Drake is also artificially propped up. Like there's all these other underground rappers that probably have more talent than Drake, but they don't get elevated like Drake does, or given
every artist in the
production team that Drake
is
has.
artificially pushed. 100%.
Yeah.
Like whenever you see the term industry plant, Travis Scott is a perfect example of that. Travis Scott is a guy who came up in the music industry by faking his streams and then taking that to a music label and using it as real leverage. So like none of this shit is real, man. Like it all comes down to what sounds good and whose story do you want to believe. You know what I mean? Like who's real, who's the least faked out, like all this stuff in mainstream, like what you just said, Franco, is facts. there's probably 1,000 artists in the underground right now, literally like 100 to 1,000 artists right now that are more talented than the 10 artists
Mainstream
that get
artists.
pushed out. Because at the end of the day, out of all, like, people would think that there's not that many artists. There's like millions of rappers and singers and musicians. You only hear like 15 people. The entire market, 85%, is about 10 people. So
And let's not forget
it
about
doesn't
Drake.
surprise me at all that Drake gets that kind of power.
Let's not forget about this key thing too. Drake's been in the entertainment industry since he was at Degrassi, when he was like 12, 13 years old. The dude has a Jewish background. His dad's been involved in music
100%.
for decades. Yeah, I mean, it might be time to push the he's an industry plant narrative forward, because yeah, the guy's been around for a long time. We know he allegedly has, this unlimited budget now. So I mean, there's some things to look at. I don't want to be that guy, but again, look at his background. Look who he's related to. All these different type of things. Like, yeah,
Exactly, bro.
It's nepotism. It's nepotism at worst, or it's nepotism at best, and something sinister at worst too.
Oh shit, my man pulled up the Diddy files.
Yeah, the reason why I pulled up the Diddy files, coming out through the PDF files, is because Lucian Grange is named here. So yeah, just simply do Control Find, and let's look up Lucian. Oh, this might be the wrong document. I'm gonna look for the other one.
Hold up, bro. They added a trigger warning to an official court document?
Hey,
yeah,
what?
bro, that shit was nasty, man.
Yo,
That thing was really bad.
Hey,
I don't
what?
think I've ever seen that before.
They added a what?
A trigger warning.
I'm trying to look for the one that names Lucian Grange, because he is. All right, it might be this one because this is the most recent one. Okay, he's right here. He's listed as an accomplice.
Lucian Grange?
Lucian Grange is right there. You see that? Let me zoom in. So it's Rodney Jones, plaintiff v. Sean Combs, Justin Dior Combs, Ethiopia, however you pronounce that last name, and Lucian Charles Grange. He's listed as an accomplice, and his name comes up 168 times. Look at that guy.
An accomplice to what exactly?
To
Sex crime?
to the sex trafficking. Yeah, to the X trafficking. There's Lucian Grange right there. Named. It seems like he funded some of the parties, and like he knew about what was going on.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy,
all these guys know
guys.
what's going on, man. These guys are off, bro. Listen, one thing about entertainment industry, these guys are all weird, bro. Every single one of them. I don't mean just musicians. Actors are weirdos. Directors, producers are weirdos. Even the streamers, they're like the new age Hollywood, the new celebrities, the streamers, they're fucking weirdos too, man.
Like Ben Shapiro and Destiny and Vosh and
all of them, man.
Academics, DJ Academics.
Academics. Even the ones that like the Kai Sinets and Aiden Ross, bro. Like all these guys are fucking weirdos, man. Like they're all,
Logan Paul. Don't forget that the Paul brothers.
The Paul brothers, man, and I hope that Mike Tyson knocks out Jake Paul. Nothing would make me happier than that, man. But bro, all these guys, birds of a feather flock together, man. Like all these guys are weirdos. All it takes is a lot of money and a decent amount of attention, and they start doing weird shit. Women start getting sexually assaulted. Children start getting, diddled with. Like, bro, these guys are fucking weirdos, here, man.
Dro, like it says here, like the parties filled with ex-workers, minors, and illegal drugs such as ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. It's crazy, man.
See, that's why I have friends that make music. right? And,
Yeah.
and people that aren't on a mainstream level of notoriety as far as music, they want to get to that mainstream level because they want to be able to have the money to provide for themselves, provide for their families. They want to be able to make a name for themselves. They want to be remembered as somebody who made great music, which is what a lot of these mainstream artists end up doing. Like, people will go to a Drake show, a Kendrick show, a Travis Scott show and sing word for word. That's like 99% of artists' dream. But something that people don't take into consideration is if you want to get to that point, you have to basically compromise everything. You have to compromise what you stand for. If you stand for something, you have to compromise your morals. You have to be complicit to crimes, like legitimate crimes, right? That's why it's like, you know, there was even a point in time where I wanted to make music, not like rapping or anything like that. I tried making beats for a couple months and I was terrible. I tried it. It didn't work out. But my message to anyone that's out there making music is that understand, if you want mainstream notoriety, you are going to have to give up a lot. Like, I'm not going to say exactly what because it's different for everybody, but most of the time, I'd argue 8.5 to 9.5 out of 10 times, you will have to compromise all of your morals and be complicit to legitimate crimes in order to be a famous, multi-million, multi-platinum recording artist. This shit is crazy. I don't think it's really worth it if you ask me.
Yeah. Brooks, what do you think about this?
I mean, I gotta echo everything that Dro said. I mean, and this, we've been alluding to it the whole time, right? Just again, people with power, people with money, people with ambition, they tend to do some things that are very compromising to, you know, whatever morality, whatever values that they have. It's just like you know, what would be a good comparison? It's just like, yeah, if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't think that money, if you think that money is more important than hurting a young woman when she's 14, 15 years old, then what do you really stand for? You know, if you can't say no to a compromising situation, then you're not going to be able to say no to something else that's even crazier. You know, like if you're just like a great person, then how trustworthy can you be? You know, you have to stand for something, and a lot of these people don't, or they act
Yeah.
like they do. But when it comes to like, if you're mad about Gunna snitching on Young Thug allegedly, then I don't want to hear you. Then yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. It's crazy, and I hate it for everybody involved.
The thing is, bro, I think most fans of the entertainment industry, whatever it is, sports, music, whatever, we're all way too fickle brain, right? I think that's something that definitely needs to be more. I think now with this Kendrick and Drake thing, it's still going to be a majority people fickle brain about it. But that's something that we all need to work on as fans, is like, we need to understand what we're consuming and what kind of stuff. Like, how much do you want to think about that, and how much do you want to separate the art from the artist, right? Like, you have to compromise a lot. But I don't know, man. It's like it's an endless cycle of degeneracy, man. Like, especially in this new day and age, like the new wave of entertainment industry, and this is something that really, it's like a major pet peeve for me, is that all the celebrities are pushing out gambling stuff. Like, I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. Like,
Yeah.
how do y'all feel about all this sports gambling that's been going on, and like the celebrities pushing out DraftKings and stuff like that? Like, what do y'all, Brooks, you're in the world of sports journalism. How do you feel about celebrities pushing out or getting endorsed heavily by gambling stuff, especially
I mean,
sports gambling?
bro, look at what just happened with Jonte Porter in the NBA. Look what
Oh
happened
my,
with
Franco, do you know about that?
No, I don't know.
So Shohei Ohtani is a Japanese baseball player. He plays for the Dodgers, and it was alleged that he bet, it was like hundreds of millions of dollars or $100 million in bets. It comes out that his interpreter was the one who made all these bets. They had the proof that, oh man, he
Alleged.
Yeah, allegedly, he was talking to his the interpreter was talking to somebody like his bookie, basically. Oh man, I really suck at this thing. Oh man, my life is over if anybody finds these things out. So now, his interpreter's gonna go to jail for illegally making these bets while also stealing money allegedly from Shohei Ohtani's account. Jonte Porter, now he's an idiot. This guy bet what, Drew, like $80 million, something like that, and he only made $10 million. And then he tried
No,
to go ahead.
So Jonte Porter is the younger brother of a, I guess, star player in the Denver Nuggets named Michael Porter. He took his own, what's in the sports world, you have overs and unders, but too much gossip and oh, we got some comments about Kendrick and Drake. We'll get back to that in a second, but Jonte Porter, he bet on himself to get less than what he was projected to get, right?
Oh yeah,
so
in
games that he was playing in. So he gave inside information to a well-known rich sports bettor who put $80,000 for 4 of his statistics to hit under his averages, and that payout ended up being $1 million. And they did it twice.
No, he bet against the Raptors too. He bet against his own
he
team.
bet against his own team. All that shit is crazy. But to tie all this back in with Drake and music industry stuff, that's another thing that's kind of turned me off to all this stuff, is that these guys push sports gambling like I've never seen it this crazy before. Like, sports gambling has been legal now for about 6 years, and now people like Drake and other artists and other celebrities are pushing all this stuff out. It's destroying people, man. Like, look at, bro, I know people that bet their bottom dollar on this.
Why they promote that stuff, Pedro and Brooks? It's so that they can have more control over these people. Because through betting, the risk of losing your money means that they're now these corporations have more control over them. And that's what.
Sorry. Shit. Oh yeah. So I was really gonna make that point too. Like, when Maryland had that bill up for a vote a couple years ago, in hindsight, I wish I voted no, because, like Pedro mentioned, we know people that are betting their bottom dollar just to like get back up and make whatever they need to pay their rent, make whatever they need to pay their mortgage, whatever it is. Like, it's becoming a degenerate habit, and now you're ruining more the integrity of sports. You can't even enjoy these things without worrying about how much money you're gonna make. It's just really ruining everything. It's just like another byproduct of society and just people just getting washed because they keep on consuming these degenerate habits. It's like this. It can be gambling, it can be porn, it can be sex, it can be everything that we're talking about today. It's all just a part of just society becoming worse because we can't say no to these things. I know for a fact that I can't gamble because I'm gonna get emotional and I'm gonna get upset and I'm gonna keep on betting until I get back on top. I know that I have a porn problem and I need to stop. So that's what am I trying to do? I'm trying to not watch porn. I'm trying not to do what porn associates with. So yeah, like, you just gotta say no to yourself. As crazy as it was when Nancy Reagan said it, I mean, it's true. You just gotta not want to do these things. You just gotta choose not to do dumb shit because you're gonna keep fucking yourself up.
Yeah, they can take more advantage of us. They can take advantage of us more when our vibration levels are low, like when our mental health is down, and that's what this addiction does. So that's why they promote this stuff. They exploit us like how they exploit other countries, and that's how this is all like connected to these global issues. It's that who owns Universal Music Group? It's this French company called Vivendo. Who owns Vivendo? It's Bolloré. Bolloré, it's built a network of influence in Africa, mostly in countries that were formerly colonized by France, since it's a French corporation. This is who Lucian Grange has to answer to. So like I mentioned, there's always someone else higher up. Maybe Lucian Grange was abused by these people, or I don't know. seeing like the pattern, like how Diddy, when he got his riches, and I'm gonna share my screen to show you guys. When Diddy became the founder of Bad Boy Records, he got his funding from this guy named Clive Davis. That's how Diddy was able to start Uptown Records, despite him not having that much experience. The man was in his early 20s. What strings were attached? Did this man have to like bend over? And there's a lot of rumors about him having to bend over to Clive Davis,
Hey,
and how he
I was just
allegedly
about to
had
say,
a
I'm sorry to
relationship with
interrupt
him.
you, Franco, real quick. If anyone wants to hear the full thing about this Diddy thing, check out a channel on YouTube called Swamp Stories and just put in Diddy Swamp Stories. He gets into all this stuff. That's how I found out about
Yeah,
it. Go ahead.
it's a whole rabbit hole, right? Clive Davis has to answer to somebody, just like Drake has to answer to Lucian Grange. Lucian Grange has to answer to Vivendo and Bolloré. So let me share what they're doing. This Bolloré Corporation, which Bolloré also is owned by BlackRock and Universal and the Vanguard Group, but
BlackRock owns everything. Holy shit!
they own everything, bro.
Seriously. Bro,
And
they even own. I think they own ESPN too.
yeah, they also have stakes. They own stocks in Universal Music Group, but they own their parent company, Bolloré. But they violated a lot of human rights, United Nations codes of conduct. All right, so that's what this article that I'm sharing here is showing: violations of the United Nations Principle and Code of Conduct by the Bolloré Group. All right, they own the railway systems in a lot of African countries, ports, warehouses, and then this article here by Jacobin goes over how France is still exploiting former African colonies to this day, which is what Ye was getting at in that interview. So it says here, to prove this point, one need only look at another set of headlines. French news readers have become accustomed to the name Vincent Bolloré. Blah, 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 blah. The billionaire has to pay 145,000 euros to 145 residents who live near its vast Cameroonian palm oil plantation. So they're exploiting these palm oil plantations. And it's a whole bunch of other stuff too. Guys, what do you think about how these corporations that own Universal Music Group are exploiting African countries?
I mean, come on. That is such a given, man. Like these guys will take, bro. What do they say about money? Money does two things, or two things that they always say about money. Money is the root of all evil. Money makes the world go around. These guys could give two shits about morals, about doing the right thing, about anything other than we need to get the green line on our graph to go up every single quarter. That's all that matters to them, bro. Like this right here should come as no surprise to anyone. And if this is a shocker to anyone watching this, y'all need to read this article that Franco got pulled up and more articles about, what these music labels are doing. And it's a game of attention, man. Like that's all these guys are really focused on. Anything to exploit, to save a couple dollars, to rot the brains of young impressionable people. That's why I got a big gripe with Drake, promoting sports gambling and manosphere stuff, like just trying to rot the brain of young men. Like, what we need to do is something that Franco said a long time ago. Franco used to say this one thing to Brooks and I all the time: critical thinking. Obviously, we've heard that from other people as well, but critical thinking. Don't just take shit at face value. Look more into these kind of things like these articles that Franco's pulling up and learn more about what these guys are getting into before you pay $1,000 to go sit at the floor at a Drake concert.
When you pay money for OVO merch, that goes to Universal Group, which also goes to Bolloré, and how they're exploiting these people in these African countries.
It really helps to like not only critically think, but just question everything, guys, too. Like, and your audience knows that, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Your people understand the fact that we need to be questioning everything that we're told. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just about music and the entertainment industry. It's just everything that we've ever been told about history, about wars, whatever it is. It's all worth questioning because there's all a lie somewhere in there, and we just need to understand and appreciate the fact that these people are just not good people, man. Africa is probably the most rich, the most source rich continent in the world, and yet they're always getting fucked because we have corrupt leaders in these countries that are allowing them to be exploited. You can look at the Congo, and how they're being exploited for cobalt and all these different types of materials for cars, for the iPhone, whatever it is. I mean, the almighty dollar, man. Look what a dollar make a bitch do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they all are. They're some bitches. They're all just they're all worried about the wrong thing, and it's money. Yeah, money makes the world go around. Yeah, money makes your life easier, but at what cost?
Brooks and Pedro, do you guys know how, like, because we're talking about addictions, do you guys know how cocaine was introduced into black and brown neighborhoods?
By that stupid motherfucker, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you here. But
and
that
war that he benefited from,
Iran Contra,
the Iran
and Nicaragua,
Contra.
Yeah. So that's what this article is showing.
It was Reagan's wife, right? Who was doing the say no to drugs.
When they're the ones that introduced it to these communities, so that they can have more control over these people, when their vibration levels are low, when their mental health is down because of these addictions, because they are poor, right? These corporations are taking advantage of them, and their government is taking advantage of them.
And she's apparently the first superhead in entertainment too, because she was known for bopping some people crazy too. So again, it ties back to the sexual deviancy as well.
Yeah. So I mean, all of this wasn't like connected to the civil war that was going on in Nicaragua. It was connected to the Iran Contra. That's how they were able to fund the distribution of drugs and introduce it into black and brown neighborhoods of the United States. And then they with their influence of the music industry, were trying to promote drug use. According to this, what I'm showing you guys here, according to this whistleblower, they were using rap music, specifically gangster rap, to glamorize drug selling, to glamorize drugs and all that, in hopes of filling up the prison system, the prisons where they could also profit from.
Sounds about right.
What are your thoughts on that, guys?
Rachel, you mind if I go first? Because I have to leave in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, this will be the last thing.
Right, yeah, cool. I was about to say I gotta get going too, but I mean, it sounds about right, man. Like, who is the most? All right, let me say this: who listens to hip hop the most? Young men, right? Like, what will be the demographic there? Like, anywhere from 20 to 40
even
males.
Kids.
Yeah, even younger. You know what? Let's just say 13 to 35. That's like the main demographic, and most of them are males, right? Who listen to hip hop music, and that's not even, that's like whatever race. It could be white people, black people, Hispanic people. It don't matter. like 13 to 35, a bunch of young men. There's something that I think I even told Brooks this. Maybe I might have told him, maybe I might have told someone else this, but what is the easiest demographic to take advantage of? Young men. Like, they do it in the music, they do it in the social media, they do it in the form of sports betting, in the form of manosphere, red pill, all that stuff that we were talking about. It's so easy to just put something in front of an impressionable young man, and then it just kind of goes and becomes an avalanche after that. So that doesn't surprise me at all, man. Like, I didn't know that until you just showed it right there on the screen. But
it's a whole rabbit
I'm
hole.
not surprised by it.
Yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole. Yeah, Brooks.
I mean,
Oh wait, did you go before Dro? Or?
no, it is what it is.
Okay.
Nah, but the question of rap music being used to, you know, or influence people to want to do like criminal activity. That's the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's, well, obviously we can see how true it is, because
To this day,
we are we have the highest incarceration rate. We have states in this country that have a higher state population or a higher prison population than countries do around the world. So if it's not the music, it's just like anything that we've been pushed upon, like whether it's drugs with the Reagans, whether it's well, obviously the music, whether it's just, yeah, whatever. It's these things have been pushed upon us. They've influenced us in a very terrible way, and now we're paying for it because, you know, black and brown people and obviously white people as well. They've lost a lot of good influences in their life, whether it's fathers, mothers, whatever, because of drugs, because of violence, whatever it is, and it's because they want to force these people into prisons where they don't learn how to combat their drug addictions, where they don't know how to become nonviolent people. And it's so far in between that you do become a better person from these jail sentences, because, you know, you end up going to jail for a nonviolent situation or a violent situation. And then when you get out, you can't even find a job because you get a background check, and then they see that you got sentenced for possession. They see you got arrested for robbery. And then you're obviously have arrest scholars on you, and you know you can't even work. Now what do you have left to do? Go back to the streets and do what you did before.
yeah.
You know, it's all a very, very vicious cycle. How can we combat that? Not listen to rap music, not listen to, like, just listen to conscious rap. I mean,
I think that
I don't know.
Brooks, I think that gangster rap serves a purpose when you are using it to look at the perspective of these people, what they're experiencing, because those are true stories most of the time of what they're experiencing out in the neighborhoods. But if it's divorced from consciousness, like if you're not also mixing it, if you're not also listening to like conscious rap in addition to like gangster rap, then you're not going to get the full picture of it.
Yeah,
And
there's obviously a lane for someone like a Drake or a Travis Scott. There's a lane for there's a lane for any kind of party rap, and there's a lane for, you know, the good stuff that you want to actually listen to and learn from. I mean, it's a very delicate balance.
Yo, hey, Kyle has a good comment right there. It's funny how they got Mr. Conscious versus Mr.
That's how I was,
Sing-Song.
and that's how I was going to finish this. Is I was going to say, I think that this was a cultural shift because this was conscious rap, conscious hip hop versus pop rap. That the music, that's like the music industry's like pet.
Yeah, we said that we owe J. Cole an apology. We also owe Most Def an apology, because he said Drake was a pop rapper too, and people were ridiculing him and saying he was a hater for talking that shit about Drake too.
Yeah, a lot of people are feeling vindicated now. But guys, I just want to say I had a great time talking to you guys. It's nice to have this reunion, man. I've been this was nostalgic.
Dude, we used to do this all the time, man. It used to be like 3, 4, 5 times a week, us on YouTube and recording videos, man. Like, I would not accept this invitation for anything else. Well, like, if it's like, you know, because me and Brooks, we're doing different things now than what we were doing. We were doing HMO podcast, but if it weren't like what I'm currently doing now, like if it's something like this, you're the only person I'm saying okay to for something like this. So thank you, Franco, for having us on here.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
Same sentiments on my end, man. I miss making content like this. I just miss being on video. So yeah, getting to do this is a great feeling. I hope I can do it more with y'all.
Yeah. If ever something else comes up, I'm down to bring you guys back on because this is great. But yeah, everyone, stay informed.
Wait.
Yeah.
Before we go, let me ask you one question real quick, Franco. Can you give us like one or two artists, I guess just one artist that you really like that you feel like is not getting the shine that they need?
Dead or alive? Or
Alive.
both? Alive?
Current alive.
Alive? Dang, man. Oh, I know. But I have to I don't want to get the name wrong.
Okay.
But he's someone that was actually born in Maryland and
For real?
currently lives in in Virginia in Richmond. I'm just letting it load because I don't want to get his name wrong. McKinley Dixon.
McKinley Dixon. Okay.
McKinley Dixon and Billy Woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say Brooks, you might know who this is because there's this super popular song going around right now called $1 Million Baby. Yo, that dude is nice, man.
I saw that.
This dude called Tommy Richmond. He's from Woodbridge, Virginia. That shit is nice, man. He's about to be probably super mainstream and might be at the Diddy party soon. So who knows? But at least in the meantime, we should all enjoy this song while it's out. It's a good fucking song.
I think I've heard about the $1 Million Baby. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'll try it soon.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Stay informed.
All right, man. Love y'all boys.
Yes.